On nights like this, where I'm editing, and I'm anxious, and I can't sleep, I'll watch this shit. Not this particular ad. I will tonight, but whatever thing I'm working on, whatever's making me anxious, I'll just sit here and critique it, and I'll watch it over and over again. I'll think about the details while I'm doing that. Also doing this. Usually running 2-3 things at a time. Can't sleep.
My mold didn't work. The plaster I used was too diluted, so it's condensed into the bottom half. And then the alginate shrunk around it. And there's nothing I can do to fix this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make adjustments to the silicone version and then stick that in plaster and then take a silicone mold from that plaster. It's a workaround, but I fucked up.
I'm sick. It's the week before the week of the show. We had rehearsal. It was crazy.
I signed it, Lynn signed it, it was notarized. See, she wanted me to have Rob.
These came in. They're internal female condoms. I'll test them out on alginate before sticking them in somebody. I think I have a low fever.
Shall vest in a court in the state of New Jersey.
So as you stand with that foot back, so it comes through, you're letting it build, and then you're setting it off to do that. And then as it is about to end, you're sinking back into yourself, and that way it pulls it just a little faster. And then if you do it right, it'll maybe go right. It depends on where you're coming from, yeah, for you. So it would, it's the subtlety in the wrist.
Okay, so you have to watch where the whip is in its movement.
So I can just go get a pizza for $5.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, we can do ramen, but I want to get some like canned chicken or something. Here is the sneak and shoot and then I forgot what we're doing.
Okay, Amber, I'm also having my shoes sent here. I'm having my shoes that I still need.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
coffee, get hit.
Kevin loves seeing himself on the big screen. For him, Kevin is so short, he calls Lil Wayne Wayne.
This one, tack it.
Second act close.
It's one of the two
Weird, wonky, grays and browns, paper shit.
Well, we constantly change,
Oh, damn.
but it's okay.
That one not work? Yeah, that one's gonna work real good like this. Just so you can maybe like
I'll have to replace it.
All the way to my house.
we're on the same boat. How when I said that, you're like, okay.
I can't breathe in this thing. I'm gonna basically cut the bottom half off. You got it that way. Okay. Right. Like that. You know, I have this stuff around. It's so the handle is full.
Yeah.
So we get almost to that.
And I was holding my arm.
Right. We're pull back after this. Okay, you're okay? Last time? You ready? I was supposed to get your arm, wasn't I?
You did that. You did part of that before. So down here is where it's at.
something through that way?
Yes. I think it's pretty sure you're trying to kick it, right? Right. And you get shot. So what about Marcus probably?
What?
Marcus holes in the IV names. We're setting up the everything at Jan is like the dream catcher, so we'll definitely want you here. For the dream catcher stuff, because you're really good at setting that up.
I was just gonna go to my car and grab a ball.
It's your own hair. Give it up right there for Ian.
Go ahead, call an Opie resident down. Burst and affect your speech, among other things. So we know your visions are actually seizures.
Disguising lies as truth, disguise the lies, so much to hide. Lies will imprison you, so much that you just can't move on. And on.
Grabbing my fan.
But now we're locked in this mortal duel, right? So, and when I'm assuming we're in a city. I've always pictured like an old city, you know. So like, would you rather me use this whip?
Oh my god! Amber!
Yeah, I think I'll have a favorite. Seems sort of cool. So you? Sure. So you guys come to the show? We've already heard the show. No, it's actually about 12 hours of stuff. Oh, really?
Not only that, there's still things.
These are my children. They are made to follow me.
All right, so we're in the very early stages of January 2023, so we're getting closer. We're getting a lot closer to the event every day now. I've got ads running out the fucking wazoo. I've got at least 7 ads in circulation right now, both for each flyer that I've got and for the video ad and for the Eventbrite page, and then I've even run some, like a few even for my studio, and that's on Facebook and Instagram across multiple accounts. So I've put a lot of money into advertising this event, and hopefully it'll pay off. How does it feel? Is it stretchy? Is it stretchier than you want it to be?
A little, but it's not. Definitely interesting. I'm not gonna lie, because it's so different for me.
First contact, that's all that came to my mind. I was like,
Nanu?
yeah, Robin Williams can see us now. Alright. I'm sure he. Now, try it again. Elbow tuck, arm out. Again with the stance. What you're looking to do, now again, rear wheel drive, extend the arm first, then fold. So, now that's full motion. Arm first, then fold.
There it is. I'm not sure what it is or where it is. Lost the handle, it just got lost. Anybody take up the mantle of actually managing City Lights again? I've also learned that Nisia is composing an original song to sing in the style of opera for the show, which is so. So we found this balloon, and it just kind of drifted over here. It's got a note on it, someone's son, and we put a sock on there, and now it's floating away, dripping lamp oil. It's kind of awesome. There she goes. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no!
That's the cop thing out.
Oh, it is. It is.
Poor daughter caught me in his car, he's leaving. Other people are like, yeah, I put shit in the bag and caught it out. It's San Sushi, folks.
Stars shining bright above you. See, I'll practice it. But for today, since we don't need it, do you want to go over the first part that we're talking about?
Yeah, we can a little bit.
Remnants, pigeons.
I'm not trying to.
I'm just doing.
You know it ain't easy, you know I'm sleazy, you know it's fine until you break down in a graveyard crying. So last night was interesting. It started off as a really productive day. Around noon, actually, I had too much to do. I met Marcus over there at a barn house because it was raining and he thought this would be a good place to practice, seeing as how this is where the show is going to be anyway. Which is brilliant.
To clean out the blood.
Of course. And after the war.
Broken. I had to think that it had to be some kind of physical ailment because if something had happened with the boat, it's almost.
Searches for Josh, canine was brought in, and the dog led us down to the water by the bridge. So the thought was, did he fall in the water? Did he go down to the water? Was he intoxicated and stumbled? You know.
Okay, it's time for another practice day, and I woke up, and honestly, I'm running a lot behind today. But over the last few days, I went ahead and bought pretty much everything else that we needed for the rest of the show. You know, like I bought maybe 1,000 feet of rope, and I think we already have a good amount, and we've got that white rope that Tal gave me, and then Tal says he has 600 feet of rope elsewhere. So I think we should be okay. If I'm wrong, I'll have 3 days to figure it out, which isn't bad. Tattooing, I had one, I don't know if I should call it session or practice, I don't know, but my first day in my apprenticeship, and we just sort of, you know, got to know each other. I watched her tattoo someone, and we talked about just the ins and outs, like, you know, I guess it's really basic stuff. We talked about the Hello, my name is Ember Carmela Fricks, and I, Jesus. You're waiting comfortably, but you're ready to spring, right? And you're gonna hold it like this for a reason, so that when they day up, yes, you can learn too. On the day up, I'm going to have, a fire extinguisher as well. Hold it a little up. Or actually, just hold it like this. Yeah, perfect. There you go. I feel a lot safer about this now. Woo! Now, I prefer this being the back, so if you can give it a good old twist on the top step. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, if you could. And these should help stretch the fabric out to the side. If I have to, I will adjust, but we can adjust the day of. That's why you and another crew member has to be there to help hide the wires.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. What do you think about that?
Wait.
For this act?
A fiberglassy thing. It might be the Kevlar.
It's gotta be the Kevlar.
Because I feel it, and I honestly.
She's cute.
What do you think of this?
Well, it's,
I like it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
This. I saw it on the.
It would take a lot of hairspray.
So, the last practice we had was really good. I think we got amazingly far in our act. For everything, really. I mean, we got, I'd say the first minute and a half of our fencing act planned out, maybe 2 minutes. We need a total of 5 minutes. We're gonna meet again on Thursday, and then the next Tuesday, and so forth, because we need to get all, 3 or 4 chunks written out. Hi, my name is Ember Fricks, and I'm a local artist and event planner here in Greenville, South Carolina, and I've worked with Barnhouse on numerous occasions. I think Barnhouse is important to me because I think it stands out as a beacon to the community for the strange and unusual. Okay, so a little brief update. I did manage to make it to the store and get some glue for the scabbards. So as far as I can tell, everything that I need for the show, made-wise, like fabrication-wise, is done. And same thing with being, things that need to be bought. I just got these badass new leather gloves in the mail today. They were waiting for me when I got home. I did manage to go swing by and film an interview for Barnhouse, And I sent it to her, and I had a short dialogue with one of the DJs about which tracks we needed and the schedule for the night. I hand wrote out all the stuff that I need my assistant to know because the printer wasn't like printing it out correctly. So I just wrote it by hand. So I think we're okay. I have a few more things coming in the mail.
I think if we're going to start including shots, then you would have to, for the fourth act, you have to slow it down a little bit. Because the audience has to see it.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I know, it's all good. People forget. Because technically when I'm in a tournament, people typically don't see it unless they're up close to see it. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, just like that. It's just a flick of the wrist. So we would have to slow it down.
Like, I feel like ours is very mechanical, and we should work on, like, throwing. I guess is that considered throwing blows?
More or less.
It's more engaging your opponent.
In the SCA community, this is considered one of to be.
That could be a particular opener.
Spinning attack?
Well, you see how that one sword turned into two.
I do wish we had a different environment than just a light up. Because there is a lot to be done with the environment.
Unleash your wild side at the Heathens Masquerade Ball, Saturday, February 25th at Carolina Bauernhaus, Greenville. Witness top performers in contortion, aerials, dancing, circus, and fencing. Dress to impress and win the costume contest. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale for $25 at Eventbrite.com. For Heathens Masquerade Ball, or $30 at the door. A portion of the profits go to Pride Land. Presented by City Lights Collaborative, Ember Frick Studio, Carolina Bauernhaus, Pizza and Then Some, and the Brick Street Cafe. Don't miss out on this unforgettable night.
See, he could have taken him out if he wanted to.
Today was a big day. I went to the DMV and I got my license finally with my gender on it. So it is officially Ember Carmilla Fricks female on my license. That's a big deal. It's taken me since 2020 to get there. With all I've had to go back and forth to court. I've had to go to the DMV. I've had to go to the Social Security office. I've had to go to the health department countless times each. And wait on paperwork to be sent to the mail for months. On so many occasions. So it's like it's finally over. Finally, all the legal shit is done. And it's a big moment for me. I also fixed a tire and did a little bit of shopping, and then it was time for practice, and we had written out the third and fourth sections of the act last week So it was time to put those into like practice, and we had to like kind of reinterpret what we had written, and it was kind of hard because we couldn't remember the movies that we were taking those moments from. So we had to kind of like interpret them, and maybe massage them into place a little, and it went really well. Not only did we learn it, but we rehearsed it several times back to back, and realized it was about a 6-minute act, and it was like it was intense. Like we got pretty fast, and I don't know if I'd remember it now, but we did a great job, and I was so sore when it was done. Like at one point I had to just lay there on the ground for a minute just catching my breath, and that's the emphysema for sure, but like it was wild. And then afterwards we worked on the whip act, and we really added a lot to it, and it was very nice. So there's that. And then afterwards we went to the liquor store to get Ian something, and then we went to get some Thai food, and we went to get I went to Goodwill to get Ian a shirt so that we could like cut each other on stage with the swords. And we were gonna go get Velcro, but I ran out of cash because some bill came out. But anyway, like we spent about an hour looking for clothes, and Ian bought me a really awesome yellow shirt and a goddamn raspberry beret. It's been a great day. I'm just very, 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 very sore, and I'm happy.
that's it. I walked away. You've been hugely used now. And I said, no, we're going to do it. We're going to come better. I don't like to do it. Like I said, when I was in one thing, I thought I was ready to do it. Before it's story, you know, it's great to stage on this one. When you sit here, you listen to what I'm going, talk about your building.
So tomorrow is the first day of build. We'll start the day off tomorrow with rehearsal at noon. I'm probably gonna make sure to cook something, probably some eggs, and some coffee, and then we'll start practicing fencing and practicing the whip act, and Nicia should be there, and then I guess I'll get a small break, which I should use to go make money before 10 p.m. And at 10 p.m. it begins. We'll start loading up the trucks and putting up the bigger pieces of wood and the drill places and everything, and it's going to be intense. But we have a lot of people trying to help us. And that's good. That's exciting. I haven't sold that painting yet, so I'm actually kind of scared about the power, and I went to Charleston to pick up Noel, and he's been here, it's been fun. We all hung out the other night, him and Ian and Maggie and I, and we all had drinks, and it was just a good night, like a quiet before the storm, you know. And today I went to ECPI and I spoke with them about their nursing program, and I went to tattoo practice and I learned a lot about tattoos. I actually got to hold and use a tattoo machine today, and that was really cool. And I'm really stoked about my future. I'm gonna be a tattooing nurse, painter. You know, I'm gonna do a lot, and I can't wait. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe it's because it's a different animal than it's ever been before. You know, before I had a certain crew of people with me. You know, I knew I had one or two performers that were gonna be there no matter what, that would, you know, be by my side, and certain people that would help me would tear down. And the shows were simple. I mean, they were always working towards being something like this, but they hadn't gotten here yet, and it's been a year since I've done this, the Masquerade, and it's the biggest one I've ever done, so I guess it's just, I can't, there's a lot riding on it, you know. I'm more nervous now than I think I've ever been before a show, and it's brought a lot of people together, biggest crew I've ever assembled. If it goes well, that might mean good things for my future as far as shows go. You know, that might mean more people would want to work with me in the future for like Moulin Rouge or the next Masquerade or the circus play. If it goes poorly, I might not be able to work in this town ever again. So that's interesting. Originally, I thought I would just drink wine and watch bad TV and masturbate, but I've been rearranging my room most of the evening. I did drive a little Uber, but I'm never going to be prepared, I don't think, for all of this. Wish me luck.
This is not rope? Oh, I was like, this is not rope. Like, y'all must have messed me up in the head. I was like, this is not rope. What do y'all call this? Like mooring line? This is what I would call it.
Is this what's going up there?
That will be holding the chandeliers.
Hey, never mind. I see it. Actually, my favorite one is vice grips. I like throwing vice
Oh,
grips.
give me that one. Give me that rope. That rope's exactly about right now for what I need it for.
Second try in general, period.
How about we, no, but I said you get it on the second, you get it on the second.
Oh.
I called it.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I didn't take into account the kind of rope I'm using on the rusty fucking metal.
True, and
Did you
in
pull it down?
fairness, I've been doing this at a specific venue for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm really used to.
How many of these do we need? You got 5?
Chandeliers. There's 4 small ones, 1 big one.
We're gonna hang this right with this stuff. We can only 2 of these and tie 2 points on. Put it through one of these double shifts. And, trying to put the tubes on here.
One of these are one of these 2 need to fit.
Be a hell of a nut burger.
Would I? I hate my.
I do too, but I'm used to it. Do what?
I said I'm not sure.
Man,
I don't care about the height.
at work, not here.
My kids. Sure is. You fucked up.
Yeah. Does that mean that?
Again, I said simple as a grammar, so I probably made sense. So Ian, with this mask, would we do the hair different, you think? For this mask, would the hair that you outlined be good, or do you think we'd have to change it? I feel like we'd have to change it.
Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that hair is viable.
How would...
What did you do? You look like you were going out to rob somebody.
Well, I think for like the end when I'm doing fire, I'll keep that on and just smear. And then do fire like this.
You plan on going to CBS like this?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because I figured I'd be hitting this shit too much. I was cut down smoking. And then I started this, and I'm just like, woo! And then now, like, it's raised and it gets hello. Fucking just filled it.